Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on just some DC news. I think it's all film stuff, but across different forms. I think that's the best way to put it, I think. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, let's get straight into it. So the first thing to talk about is actually the Crisis animated movie, which we knew was coming our way. Now, there's no trailer, and I don't even know if like the whole cast list has been released or anything like that. But we've got some minor things. We have the release date, the runtime, and the DVD or Blu-ray, maybe 4K artwork. So as you can see on screen right now, that's the artwork. Flash is front and center, as you'd expect in a Crisis on Infinite Earths project, just because of what's going to happen. Now, you will be able to see that it is part one. So obviously we're getting a part two. We have no release date for part two from what I know, but the release date for part one is on January 24th, 2024. So not too long into 2024 we'll get this. The runtime is 1 hour and 33 minutes, so a decent runtime. Obviously if you include part two, whenever that drops, I'd assume that'd probably be around the same runtime as well, so around 3 hours worth of content when you put both together. Should be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's Crisis on Infinite Earth, so it follows a rough storyline that we're going to have, but it's going to be adapted into its own universe. As we can see on the cover there, we do have some of the Crime Syndicate. I was going to call them the Injustice Society, but the Crime Syndicate with Ultraman, Superwoman, I think they were the two that were on there. Anyway, so they're going to be folded in. I'm very interested in what they do with the animated stuff here, because I'm assuming they're going to fold in animated universes that DC's used in the past before this event. It's just how they do it, because with Crisis, as I said, you got that rough storyline you can use, but then you can sort of have some fun with it and adapt it in the context of your universe or universes that you're going to be using. So it'll be interesting, but as I said, we don't have that much details now, but a trailer should come out soon. Not too sure when. I mean, we're into November now. This is like about 2 months away, so hopefully sooner rather than later we get a trailer for it, but they might be wanting to contain secrets, so it might be very, small thing, but that's a wait and see. The next thing is a bit of minor stuff, and that's around Blue Beetle. It's come and gone from theaters. It's on DVD and Blu-ray and 4K right now, but it's coming to HBO Max this Friday, which is the 17th of November. So if you haven't watched it yet and want to watch it for free, I guess free, if you have HBO Max, then you can watch it. I haven't watched it yet. I've actually got it rented on iTunes for me to watch. I actually rented it 2 days ago, but haven't watched it as of yet. So I think I have to do that within a certain period of time, so I might actually watch it tonight. I've heard that it's fine, so hopefully I have a fine time with it. The next thing to talk about is some Superman old test footage, and this is from the cancelled Superman Flyby film that was going to be done years ago, like years and years ago, early 2000s. And this is coming from Ryan Unicom, who's a fellow Australian. He released this test picture here of Josh Hartnett in the Superman flyby suit. As you can see here, looks good. Josh Hartnett might have a bit of a career comeback with Oppenheimer and stuff like that, but he actually ended up turning down the role, and then Matt Bomer, who was in like Doom Patrol and some other things like that, he came in, and then the project was scrapped and cancelled, and then Bryan Singer came in and they did Superman Returns with Brandon Routh, who went on to become Ray Palmer, aka the Atom in the Arrowverse, and then of course also reprised his role in Superman in Crisis on Infinite Earth. So we're getting a bit full circle with that first topic we talked about. So it looks cool. It's that Kingdom Come sus term, Kingdom Come like suit with the black sort of Superman emblem. Yeah, looks good, but it's just a thing of the past, I guess. But it's always interesting to see like what could have been. But the next thing is some other Superman stuff, and that's around Superman Legacy. Now, this was revealed like last week or something, but I thought leave it for a video like this. And we have the fact that they're going to be filming at the set time they're going to be filming anyway. So the strikes haven't really affected Superman Legacy in regards to its production and also when it's eventually going to come out. So it's going to start filming in March of next year. Don't know if we have a specific date, because I don't think they'd be out there. They're probably still working out specifics. But March of next year is when it's going to start filming, and that will mean that it still will hit its expected release date of July 11th, 2025. So yeah, we're still over a year and a half away from that thing coming out. Who knows if there'll be even like set photos and stuff from that. Maybe not. I think they're filming like all over the world for that thing. Like they're filming in Atlanta, but then they're also going to be filming in, I think, England, and then there's some other things. It was like a scouting report. Sounds like a soccer thing, or like trying to find a player, but that looked like a location scout report where they're like going to these different areas. So that could be like for a week of filming, but most of it I think is being done in Atlanta. But yeah, I don't know if that means like the city of Atlanta will be used for Metropolis. I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see. They might try and use New York, but I don't know. But because of that, and March next year being when the filming started, you would expect that more castings are coming out. Now it's pretty much that we know that like that Skylar Gazondo, whatever his name is going to be playing Jimmy Olsen. I was going to say James, I guess it's the same thing. Jimmy Olsen. But those casting things, like we might wait until the beginning of next year when it gets closer to filming. And also, like the end of the year isn't a big thing when they drop a lot of these things. Like they might if they need to, but if they don't, they will wait until the new year, just because there's a lot of stuff with like holidays and stuff, and like like the agent offices and all those things, like they just aren't running at full capacity this time of the year. So a lot of these things might wait, but we don't know. But when it comes to Superman Legacy, we actually had a bit of a surprising one. Actually, I don't know if it was that surprising. I think it might have actually come out when they were looking for the new Superman and Clark Kent for Superman Legacy. This guy might have been involved. But Jacob Elordi, who, once again, fellow Australian, he went to a school that's like half an hour from where I'm staying at the moment, and I think it's a school where if you go there, you're a bit of a knob. But anyway, I think he might have broken that mold. But he revealed in an interview that he was actually offered and proposed an audition, like, hey, come in, do this audition for Superman, everything like that, and he turned it down, and this was the reasoning as to why he turned it down, apparently. Well, they asked me to read for Superman. That was immediately, no, thank you, that's too much, that's too dark for me. Now, there was a talk about, like, what does he mean? Like, is this like an indication that Superman is tarnished on the public image? And I think he was talking more about just going in and doing a superhero or comic book role, because the thing is that if some actors want to do them, some don't, and I think it depends like what your career's been like leading up to that point. Like if he's done like those movies that he probably didn't really enjoy making too much, like those Netflixy movies, like maybe even like Euphoria falls into that, like some of that stuff where you just don't really like the material, but hey, a job is a job. So maybe he's like, hey, maybe in like 10 years that would be the option, but he's still young, so he's like, hey, I'll do what I want to do and I'm able to get by at the moment. So that's usually the thing with, like, if you see like a big actor take a superhero movie, it's so like it can fund their lives, so they can go and do that indie movie that a lot of people won't go watch, but it's something they really enjoy making. So doing that comic book movie where they get paid millions of dollars makes up for that indie movie where they maybe got paid minuscule amounts or fractions of that, that salary that they would have gotten for the comic book movie or big blockbuster and stuff like that. So he's just not ready for that. But you never say never, because sometimes you need it. But I don't know if he would have been a good fit for Superman anyway. Like, he's tall. I think he's like 6'4" or 6'5" or something. So he would have been a pretty tall Superman. I just don't know if he would have been a good Superman. Maybe like I don't know, maybe some like a Martian Manhunter. I don't know. I just don't think he would have been a great fit for Superman. I think the guy that they got, David Corenswet, is probably the best of the lot and like names that were chucked around the time of casting. So I think they got the right guy. And the final thing to talk about is not about Superman, but Supergirl. And this came out like literally half an hour before I recorded this video. So good timing, I guess. And it has nothing to do with the director or them actually finding Supergirl herself. That's still a wait and see. That's, once again, maybe similar to some of those other castings for Superman Legacy, something that we're going to be waiting until early next year to find out, if not maybe further into 2024. But we did get the writer being announced as Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and the script has been written and everything like that. And this is Anna, I think it's Anna because it's A-N-A, I think that's how you would say it. So Anna Noguera. I think, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think it's Anna Noguera. If I'm Noguera. If I'm mispronouncing it, let me know. I'm not too sure. But this is an exclusive from the Hollywood Reporter. They say DC movie Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, finds its writer in Anna Noguera exclusive. Now, the interesting thing with this, which I have seen people picking apart, unfortunately, and they haven't read the script, but she's not a well-versed writer. It's not like James Gunn's writing the thing or whoever it might be. She's actually only written, in regards to like stuff for screen, Vampire Diaries, which aired on the CW. She was a writer on that, and then she was also an actress. She's also an actress writer, but she's actually written I think one or two plays, for like Broadway, but they were off Broadway, and they were well acclaimed. So obviously they'd have like writing workshops and stuff where they pick up people, and that's probably where they found Anna here in regards to writing a script for the Supergirl film, and James Gunn really likes it. But here's the big thing. Though this might have been like through like a workshop or something potentially, I'm not too sure. This is actually not the first Supergirl film that she wrote. She actually wrote a Supergirl movie script that was meant to tie into The Flash and meant to star Sasha Calle. So she was hired for that, but obviously things have changed now, and I guess just I guess like goodwill or something, maybe they liked what was being planned there, so they thought, hey, we'll adapt this. And of course, this is being adapted from a graphic novel by Tom King, so there's already stuff to work from there. In regards to how similar it's going to be to that graphic novel, that story, that's a wait and see. Obviously, you'd assume most of it would be, or like the general concept, but I guess it just depends on like the world that James Gunn wants to build and whether just certain elements have to change there. You know, I'd assume that's probably what's at play there. But obviously, James Gunn's happy with it because this is what he had to say about it. A hearty public welcome to Anna Nagira to the DC Studios family. Anna is an amazing writer whose screenplay adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow is above and beyond anything I hoped it would be. We're excited to be moving forward on the unique take on Supergirl in this beautiful, star-spanning tale. And that's the big thing. This is a story and movie that's going to be different than I think a decent amount of the things early on in James Gunn's like DCU or DC Studios universe at the very least, mainly due to the fact that it's just in space. It's like, I'd assume they're going to do it where it's between Kara leaving Krypton as it's being destroyed and then crash landing here. So it's different. There's no Earth involved, at least in the majority of the movie, I'd assume. So there's a different take there. So that's going to be a very interesting thing about this film in regards to when you compare it to other things that are going to be coming out around that point within this new DC Studios or DC Universe timeline. So I'm intrigued to see what it is. It's not the movie I'm most looking forward to. There's definitely some all projects and stuff. Like I'm looking more forward to Superman Legacy over this, for example. But it's the one that probably has me the most intrigued alongside Lanterns. I think this and Lanterns have my intrigueness level, if you want to put it, a pretty even amount. But this one's a movie, that one's a TV series. So in regards to a movie, this jumps to the top in regards to, I'm curious to see what they do here. With Superman Legacy, I mean, it's Superman. You sort of expect roughly what they're going to do here or do there. But with this, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, you know, it could go a couple different ways in regards to how they attack it. So I'm interested. Now, of course, as I said before, no actress, no director attached yet. James Gunn did add that they are actively seeking a director. Obviously, that's because they now have a script, so they can send it to some people and go, hey, what do you think of this? Would you be interested? Blah, blah, blah. And then probably once they find the director, that director will assist in finding Supergirl. So it's like that, you know, pecking order. Get the script done, get the person who's going to make the goddamn thing and the director, and then find your star. So it's they're going through those processes really good. They're not getting the actor, then the director, then the writer. They're probably going in the more, organic model or the organic, path, if you want to put it. So that's a good thing. But yeah, guys, that's all to talk about. So if you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on the various stories we went over today in this video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.